Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rose Experience. I've been on a 1-year hiatus, and the reason I know it's been 1 year is because the last video I did was covering E3, which is again what I'll be doing today. Now, in celebration of my return and Rose Experience return with YouTube, I've worn the ugliest shirt I could possibly find, and also celebrate the summer weather out. Now, as they say, let's get on with it. Today's video is going to be E3 in 3's, and since we don't just do regular videos here, I'm going to add my own facial reactions to each one. So let's get on with it. Now how this is going to work is I'm going to do a facial expression, and it's your job to guess which one my face is describing. So here we go. Well, hopefully you guessed Microsoft for that, because that's what my face said, and that's how I felt during their press conference. It was a really great show. So point number one, great games, great show. Microsoft talked about what's coming right now. Games like Halo 5, Gears of War, the Gears of War remaster, the new IP Recore, the Rare remaster. Finally they're bringing Rare back to the forefront with all these new remasters, 30 games. Some are done in HD. Now, they did introduce a new IP that's Pirates of the Seas. I don't know if that's going to go. I think a lot of people want Battletoads, but who knows. Halo 5 Guardians looked good, but personally, I'm a little fatigued on shooters, and it fell somewhat flat for me, but still, it was a stellar showing on a game that's coming very, very soon. And that seemed to be the theme of Microsoft's press conference with their software. What's coming now as opposed to what's coming in 2016 and beyond. Games like Quantum Break, games like Scalebound, they were all pushed out of this show. Supposedly they're supposed to be coming in at Gamescom, so we'll see. Hopefully those are on schedule. The big note for me as a fan in terms of their software was their indie initiative, which has been glaringly missing in their show and has been a boon for some Xbox fans in terms of what PlayStation does. Games like Cuphead really sold the show. Who knew we'd be playing a 1950s, 1940s cartoon on our game consoles all these years later? It looks fantastic. Point number two was the big one for me. Backwards compatibility with the Xbox 360. Something that they thought no one would be able to achieve. At least that was the rhetoric to sell us old games on new consoles anyway. But Xbox has achieved a technological marvel. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they are doing it right now. Backwards compatibility with all your 360 games eventually. I suppose the start is 100 games now, and the Xbox One is actually improving a lot of the performance with these games. Such as Mass Effect 1, load times are improved, textures are improved. I mean, that's fantastic. And for me personally, someone who never owned a 360 last generation, I already have my 1TB Xbox One on pre-order. And number three, new technology ruled for Xbox One at D3 this year. Oculus Rift, HoloLens, and their brand new controller wowed everybody. I suppose the talk of the show, technology-wise, was HoloLens and how it meshed with their current technology. The showing of what was on stage was impressive, and how it meshed with Minecraft on stage. Now, don't let that cloud everything what you saw. There's a lot of promises technology makes, and supposedly the field of view isn't exactly what we saw on stage, but regardless, I mean, it's impressive technology. With the Oculus Rift partnership, they've seemed to corner the market with VR technology at the dawn of it anyway. Meshing with PC and all that, how that comes. I'm anxious to see how it goes with actual software right now. Games-wise, they're great as an experience, a first-person experience walking through, but can we actually take our role-playing games and our action games, and how will those work with VR? I suppose time will only tell. And a smaller announcement, but nonetheless important, was the new controller. At $150, it seems like a lot of money, but for comparative products, $200 doesn't buy you what this new controller is doing. I don't think the controller was bad at all. Actually, I think it's fantastic. But this new one's another entry point as well. And as I said, the one I pre-ordered, they also have a 1TB system coming, which is needed because 500 gigabytes does nothing. So yeah, those are your 3 points from Microsoft's presser. Awesome show, guys. And now for the second show, here's my face. Well, for that one, I mean, it's obviously going to be PlayStation. Hopefully you got that one right. Number one for Sony's conference, dreams were fulfilled. At least for me, and I hopefully millions of others, as you can tell by many reaction videos online. Dreams are fulfilled by some of the games that we delivered. These are games that no one thought would ever exist or coming, or rumored for almost a decade and then shut down for various reasons. The show started off huge with The Last Guardian, and I don't know, teenager me my heart was racing through the entire thing. I even showed the video to my girlfriend, and Trico, which is the bird dog everyone likes to say, looked so lifelike she couldn't get over it. From there, we moved on to demos of Street Fighter V and new characters such as that. But I mean, I'm going to stick with the big announcement because that's what this conference was all about. Adam Boysbrink talks about Square and the world of Final Fantasy, and obviously that's not what everyone wants from this company, but it was a nice game nonetheless. But then the monster hit, and the games, everyone's guessing, is it a movie? Is it a game? No one knew because we've been burned so many times with this stuff. Just as soon as last year with Hashimoto coming on stage and trolling us with a PC remake with upgraded graphics. But yeah, they're doing it, guys. Final Fantasy fucking 7 remake. Can you believe it? It's just insane. I mean, will we get it in our lifetime? I don't really know, but I don't really care. It was just really, really awesome to see it. I went crazy. My guess would be 2017 as a release date. That's the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII's release. And that would make a lot of sense. Make it happen, guys. And then the third one was Shenmue 3, which was, the messaging was a bit strange, but if that's what your question was after all that, I don't think this announcement was for you at all. Shenmue 3 is, I'm a Sega guy, tried and true, and I've played all the Shenmue games, and the story's unfinished. This is what we're going to get a chance to build. And with hindsight being a positive here for this video in particular, Sony is funding a lot of Shenmue 3. How much, we don't know. But with Kickstarter breaking records and to the tune of almost $3 million in record time, it's unlocked the funding, and that's normal in this days. With new business practices and the way things are getting funded, I don't really have that big much of a problem with it. But I suppose we'll learn more as it progresses. But yeah, dreams were fulfilled, baby. Number 2, along with dreams being fulfilled in terms of software, the other glaring thing was a lot of their games aren't coming right now. Games like Uncharted 4, which closed the press conference, are a distant thought. Maybe early 2016, we don't know. It could be holiday 2016. Other games, almost every project in development, even the impressive Horizon, who knows when that's coming? The new Guerrillaware's new game. We just don't know. Street Fighter is next year. A lot of their indie games are next year. The games that we thought are coming this year, such as Persona 5, the Bloodborne expansion, they were nowhere to be found at the press conference. Even what we know of what was on the show floor after the press conference was just simple videos and trailers. So, I mean, even though Sony's the market leader right now, I mean, who cares ultimately? But they have to feel some sort of urgency in terms of what the state of their first-party games are. Of course, we have great third-party games coming. Batman released this week, for instance, and whatever. I mean, Fallout 4 was announced this year, and a lot of people think that's the biggest game coming, and that's coming to both Microsoft and Sony's consoles. So yeah, I mean, a little bit too early to be worried, but I mean, it's something I've kept my eye on. It's in the back of my mind. When are these games coming? And number 3, kind of a juxtaposition to Microsoft's number 3. It's just the PS4. Vita, I'm sorry my friends, is dead. It is dead as a doornail in terms of Sony first-party support. Yes, we'll get cross-play games. Yes, we'll get the odd port. But the sad reality is, I mean, these are just hand-me-downs to the Vita. Remote play is still a great feature, but in terms of getting new games for the lovable and very capable handheld, that dream is over. And to follow that up, Project Morpheus. Now, what if I told you Project Morpheus would only get less than 3 minutes of stage time? That was a really bad Matrix Morpheus pun, by the way, but you get my drift. I mean, I actually thought Morpheus, which is Sony's VR initiative, would be on stage for at least 15 minutes. It was on stage for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That is insane. Now, who knows why? maybe they just saw what Oculus is doing with Microsoft and how that technology is going, and they felt it was too early to reveal. Who knows? It was really puzzling to me because I was afraid that VR was going to take up such a huge chunk of their conference. And Sony always has these lulls in their press conferences where everything's going swimmingly, and then it's just Wonderbook, and everyone falls asleep. And I thought VR would be that because it's so hard to demo. But they surprised us and didn't show it at all. So yeah, right now, Sony's always had these different, the PS3, the PS Vita, the PSP, all these things going on simultaneously. But now it's just PS4 on the island. I'm anxious to see how that goes. Number 3, let's go. Look at my face. And yeah, that one was Nintendo. If you didn't get that, I don't know what show you were watching because Nintendo's showing was awful. I don't think there's any way to cut it. Which is crazy because last year I thought they were amazing. I actually called them my breath of fresh air and showed you some flowers like I have behind me now. I mean, WTF, man. Like, what are you guys doing? Star Fox, I love Star Fox. The game looked last gen at best, and they're forcing motion controls. I suppose you can shut them off, but who knows? Everyone's enamored with Super Mario Maker, which is what Mario Maker used to be, but now they threw a super on it. And that's cool. I guess you get to make lots of Mario levels, but I mean, there's already a ton of Mario games for me to play. And like Little Big Planet, I personally have never had any interest in creating my own levels or playing levels that other people have for me. So that game has no allure for me. Yoshi's Woolly World is really cool and kind of kept on the theme of the yarn, which was a game that showed up at Sony's presser, EA's as well. And yeah, Nintendo, I don't know what they're doing at all. I don't know. Number 2, Wii U is on life support. I mean, I don't want to sit here and tell you it's dead. But it's dying. I mean, dead means there's no games coming out. And there's a number of games coming out this year and early into 2016, but really nothing announced after that, other than Zelda, which they confirmed is supposed to be coming, and only to the Wii U, which I'm still skeptical about completely. There's just not much out there. It's obviously they've gonna cut their ties with the Wii U and move on, hardware-wise, which is, it's sad in a way. It didn't have a lot of chance. I don't think Nintendo put their best foot forward with the Wii U, and they've done an injustice to their fans by sort of stranding them on an island with this technology that they sold them. And what's it been? Not even 3 years, and they're already going to move on. I think what even surprises me further to that fact is why they didn't cut the price of this thing. Do they not want to sell the remaining Wii U's that are on the shelf? I mean, I would have dropped this thing to $179 tops. And I know Nintendo is always reluctant to reduce their hardware, but this is ridiculous. And lastly, number 3 is what's NX, or what's next for Wii. I suppose that's the silver lining to all this. We can move on from the Wii U nonsense and to what's next, codename NX. Who knows when that'll be revealed, but based on what they've shown here, it's got to be soon. Is it a hybrid handheld console, like the rumors suggest? I don't know. But anything to make and mesh the two platforms that they have is awesome to me, because I find the 3DS holds Nintendo's home console behind. Like, they're the only company that I know that actually takes beautiful looking games on the Wii U, their home console, and dumbs them down visually wise to put on their handheld. Now that's fine, I'm not saying you can't play the games that way, but it's like the opposite of the trend of HD remasters. I don't really want to do that. I want beautiful games. We're in 2015, it's going to be 2016 soon. Nintendo, hopefully you can, right the ship here. I mean, you got the money. Let's see what the NX is all about and soon. And that's it for me for this video. I'm not even going to touch on the third-party pressures, which were all really, really strong. From Bethesda's knocking it out of the park, Doom looked really good. Dishonored 2, Fallout 4, which, I mean, to me, I'm still waiting to see what everyone is sold on. I've never been the biggest Fallout guy, but I will buy this game and I will play it. And mod support will make the game. My minor complaints about visuals should go away very quickly with mod support on consoles. Then there's Square Enix. I need a new Nier game. They're refocusing on RPGs as a whole. Always awesome. Deus Ex. One of my favorite games was Human Revolution. We're going to move forward with that. EA, my first moment where I jumped out of my seat was the new Mass Effect Andromeda. I loved it and I can't wait to see more. And Ubisoft. Ubi gonna Ubi. But they had a lot of games. The Division, I haven't heard great things about The Division. There's an obvious minor visual downgrade. The game still looks really, really good. But I want to get my hands on it and play it. And who knows how that's going to go. Dark Souls 3 was there as well. So yeah, there's tons of games I could talk about and put and mesh into this. But I want to wrap it up and give you guys a bite-sized video. But thanks for staying with me. A year past what we put out last time, and yeah, I'm back. Hopefully you can subscribe and like this video because I got a lot in store for you over the next 6 months to a year. I'm refocusing myself and giving my all to you at the Rose Experience. Thanks for watching, guys. This was pretty special E3. Take care.